This is our greenhouse. We have some grass growing in here, so we're getting ready to lay down some weed barrier and some of these paving stones. And then we're going to put a shelf up here so that we have more places to put our plants and they're just not in our way and in the walkway. Good morning. Alright, so it's a little windy out here right now. But we got our pavers set in on our greenhouse. And I wanted to show you all that. It's warm in here, it's looking good. And we went across and it's bright over here. We had to get a new greenhouse. Our last one got destroyed by a tree, but we got it in a better location. So we built this one where it gets more sun. And last time I did my entire garden in the greenhouse, and it didn't turn out very good. I laid some weed barrier down. Oh, it's bright, isn't it? I laid some weed barrier down, and it just got overgrown with a bunch of weeds. So this year I moved the garden outside and some pavers in here so I can get some plants started. And I have some plants in here, some flowers that are in the ground. And then I set up some shelves. Let me go ahead and show you that. We set up some shelves. I was going to build a wooden one. And I have some plants up here right now. I have some pumpkins already started here. These ones here haven't sprouted yet. Those are pumpkins as well. Some plants we propagated from in the house. I'm going to let these grow out here. They're going to go up one of these walls. Then we have, what is it, ginger and something else. And then we have tomatoes here, some peppers. A lot of the peppers I actually, from my yard last year, I just saved the seeds. And they all sprouted. And I have some here too. Some other stuff that sprouted. And everything's ready to go in the ground. All my little automatic grippers came in. We have some corn back there, some corn over here. And we have some succulents back over here. I'm going to put another shelf right here and put some succulents across it here. But I have to finish setting up these pavers. I was 4 short, so we went and got the other 4 last night. I'm getting ready to do that. I'm going to put a border across this right here, trim this weed barrier, and put up a border, and then finish sweeping in the sand into the seams of all the little paver stones we have. And here we have a nice flower. That's a chili tepin. It's a hardwood pepper. It doesn't die. I keep it warm so it goes dormant in the winter, comes back. Like right now it's back. Has some new flowers down here at the end. I'll show you. Flowers. It has some new leaves right here. Some new leaves coming in. Once fed, trimmed up a little bit. Some artichoke and a variegated lavender. We have one of these in the yard already, and I'm just not sure where to put this one. I just have a couple things down on the ground here. I have an amp for my bass guitar, an old electric chainsaw that part of it broke, so I'm probably gonna have to get a new little chainsaw. I'm gonna move this stuff out. I have a couple more plants and peppers I just picked up because I wasn't sure if all of mine were gonna sprout, but they did. And so I'm excited about that because those are all my seeds. We have some tomatoes in there as well. But I'm going to take some of this stuff out and bring in the other peppers and plants that I have sitting over here in the yard. I'm going to leave my weed barrier and my shade cloth in here, but what's cool is I left enough room underneath this shelf that I can sweep underneath it or pick up anything that falls down, but also I can put some of my stuff down there like the weed barrier, the shade cloth, that'll slide under there, some little shovels or something. And then I have another spot for spare pots. And then I have another shelf whenever I get I don't have it yet. When I get my other shelf, I'll leave the bottom just for spare pots, so I can put all my pots in there, my terracottas, these plastic ones. And don't get rid of your nursery pots. Save your nursery pots. You can always reuse them. And it's better than going to a landfill. So this here had a cactus in it, and I think I put, it's either ginger, I think it's ginger, but this is going to go in the garden. We're growing our own ginger, and then next year it'll be ready. And you don't, yeah, this one here is ginger, and you don't pull the whole thing, you just take a little chunk off it, and it lasts you a long time. Alright, I'll be back. Then I bought some cayenne, some red bell. I have an orange bell and a red bell inside the seeds that I planted from last season over here. And then we have some sweet bananas. Jen likes the sweet banana. She doesn't like them too spicy. So we got those for her. We have a couple of those. I think we have 2 sweet bananas, habaneros, some jalapenos, and I have all those sprouted right here too. So we're going to have a lot of peppers this year. I'm just going to set them here. Here's the other sweet banana. Over there. Then I got these here. These are going to go on the ground. I don't know if you can see that. Don't focus on that here. There. It's green with some little red spots on it. And this in here is light green with some pink spots. And I'm going to put this in the ground in here and just kind of let it take over. It's like a ground cover. And I have some strawberries and a nice flower that attracts a lot of butterflies. And then right over here next to the door I actually have a small butterfly type bush. But it's not a butterfly bush. It has different flowers, but it attracts butterflies like a butterfly bush. And that way we'll get our bees, butterflies, and they can pollinate anything in here that wants to be pollinated. way we did this year is going to be a lot nicer. The edges down here, focusing failed. There we go. The edges right down back here behind me is going to get a little bit of grass, but it's not going to be overwhelming. That's only like a 2-foot section from the edge there to where our border is going to be, maybe 3 foot. And then so we'll just have to pull some grass, but eventually, because of how loose it is, eventually I'll have it all out and it won't come back anymore. And then the ground cover that I'm planting in here in the strawberries will take over, and that'll make it a lot nicer. I set up this drip irrigation, not sprayers, and it just drips to keep everything slightly moist. In the summertime it comes on twice a day because it gets really hot over here. And then wintertime I shut it off completely, and then I hand water in the wintertime. And the winter, so between November and February, which right now, these only come on once a day for about 5 minutes. And it just keeps the soil slightly moist so the plants don't die. And then they'll go back up to a little bit longer as soon as it starts to warm up. But you can see that right now on just the once a day, the soil is staying pretty moist after just 5 minutes a day. Then we got little cute things, I guess. Back over in here, Jen got the frog. We got this little chicken. The rabbit was outside and its ear fell out, so we brought it in here. Alright, this is what it looks like after. I still gotta put that back. Alright. So this is our paved area. Nice, it'll keep weeds down so it's not ridiculous and overwhelming. Here's our shelf. I have some indoor plants in here, but what I wanted to show you was this. I have to scrape some of the sand away here, pull some of that grass up, put that in the soil. It's ready to go in soil now. And then there's a little ground cover thing there, some strawberries. And there's a Layla. She was in here the whole time helping me lay these. Well, lay the last 4, and then we put this border up. So, this is the greenhouse. Our greenhouse. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's going to be more to come. I have a new rototiller I want to show you guys. And I'm going to get into that because I want to describe it, explain it, because there's some things on it that the instructions are kind of confusing on. And I also want to show you our garden layout, so that'll be the next video. I'll be setting up the little garden area and maybe mess with the rototiller a little bit. So I will see you on the next video. Bye guys.